guests are open is I play a couple. My girlfriend is played by Lynn Chen. Uh, and we basically sort of like our relationship is sort of fall stagnant. And but we're always saying that we're telling our friends when we have dinner parties that oh we're always open to different situations and different pairings for 1 or 2 nights. But once we meet a couple played by Sheetal Sheth and Carrie Crowan, uh, we sort of like puts us in check of like this couple is what we say we are, and when we're presented with a possible intermingling, that kind of like is kind of like the audience's perspective is like, oh, okay, now what? Are we going to do this? And if we do, how is it going to change things? So it's for me, it's probably one of the most challenging roles since I Better Luck Tomorrow. So this is almost 10 years coming of something that really I can dig my hands into and really kind of like think about choices and nuances and just really get to exercise the acting bone. So it's it was great working with Lynn. I mean, all the circumstances, they always say, the less acting you have to do, it's just going to be more natural for you. So the circumstances were so easy for me because I've known Lynn for about like 6, 7 years. We've just been friends, so all those qualities of being a friend and being like, when you have someone that's a significant other, they become like your best friend. So that kind of familiarity was already there. So the chemistry was not even a problem. And then with Sheetal, of being sort of like the outsider woman, like I had always known of Sheetal, and I always, as anyone has seen just her films, like, oh, she's so beautiful and she's a great actress. I mean, that's all only thing I had, so I really didn't know her. So we had that sort of separation. So her coming in,
You were
after
like, definitely we want to swap.
yeah, it's just like it's just circumstances were almost like already set up, for me, and it is as easy as it could possibly be, and just you just work with that energy. Before we were about to shoot, we were going to rehearse a couple days, and we had lunch. Rich took us out, and we went to the spot where where we're gonna, because this would be your bedroom, and then you want to run some of the lines, sure. Okay, and then the first scene of the movie is us kissing, and that's what he wanted to run. We shot the movie pretty much in order, and that's how he was going to shoot it. Um, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, so you guys are in bed. And then we're like, really, just like now, and it just was like, ew, okay, do we start? When do we start? And then finally, Lynn just she just grabbed me and she just kissed me and says, okay, it's done, and then now that's over with. Now we can get to it, and that just like totally broke the ice, and it just, you know, from then on it's like that first kiss was the I think the most nerve wracking, but then after a while it just came just this is we're a couple, and it was also nice that because we're both married, and it was nice that we were sort of we couldn't go back home at the end of the day because we shot on location in San Francisco, that we were sort of in this bubble like, okay, we're always hanging out, we're staying in the same hotel, um, so it's it made things easier, and
Kind of
not
stay in character.
to stay in character.